In a world covered by endless water, Mega Man mines minerals. The Blue Bomber is a refractor robber, because refractors yield energy, so minerals make money. Refractor robbers go on underground digs and robot ruins to excavate enough earnings to survive. The game begins in this tutorial tower during a dig with a refractor in hand and a short area to escape. Roll radios you help throughout this part, which seems strange because didn't we just come in this way? But you might as well listen because there isn't any interesting stuff to find off the main path. You can tell the game's an early 3D release because aiming your gun at the ceiling gets its own tutorial. The only obstacles are blowing up some gate generators and beating the basic boss beyond. Then you fly to the main area of the game, Kattelox Island. Throughout your stay, this island is generally open as one continuous area. You are free to explore as far as your items and equipment will get you. There's the main tower in the center, broken up into 5 districts, 3 major outdoor areas around it, and an extensive network of ruins underground. Normal enemies only exist in these ruins, but will fight pirate enemies above ground around town during story events. Initially, the objective is to find parts so you can repair your grounded airship. The only destination is the market down the road, but the owner of the parts shop is missing, and his wife asks you to search the nearby ruins for him. This is just a small taste of the much larger labyrinth we'll discuss later. You can't dive too deep for now, but you can find a weapon upgrade if you take on the tougher enemies past your target. Rescuing the junk shop owner is just enough to get you a citizen's card with access to most of the city. Not much to do yet because the most interesting part of town is still closed off. We just pass through downtown to get to City Hall and talk to Mayor Amelia, report back to Roll, and spy some pirates flying by. The city now becomes a battleground. The Bond pirate family will be terrorizing the island on and off for the rest of the game, providing one-time combat scenarios in many of the above-ground levels, each with its own twist. First is a downtown dust-up, a shell game against 3 Bloom Bear tanks, attack, defense, and speed. One of them carries the key to continue. Once you get it, the proper boss shows up, a large quadruped called Ferdinand, piloted by Tron Bonne, the anti-rule. During combat, buildings can be damaged or destroyed depending on how well you perform, which ties into a city repair side quest later. We aren't done yet because the mayor is still besieged by Bon bots. This clash at City Hall is more explicitly about preventing damage to homes and businesses since the enemies will largely ignore you. The boss of this part is Bon Bon. Defeating the youngest Bon here drives the pirates out of the city proper. A grateful Mayor Amelia rewards you with a Class B digger's license and tells you that the pirates have also started excavating outside of town. So before we explore, we go to war once more. Closer Woods, the second major outdoor section, is peppered with Leopold tanks and gun battery installations, giving the sequence a hectic feel even if fighting them isn't strictly necessary. Just before the boss cave is a save point and the opportunity for another short ruins dive into a closed-off section hiding a powerful new special weapon ingredient. At the dig site, you fight the pirate patriarch, Teasel Bon, and blow up his mining machine, forcing the Bonds out of Closer Woods. Amelia now tells us she's worried about increasing robot activity in the ruins even before the pirates arrived, thanks to a local legend about a treasure that brings the apocalypse. Now that you've proven yourself, she gives you a Class A license and asks you to investigate underground. This means clearing 3 dungeons before endgame, but for now, let's explore the island. Apple Market has the junk shop, where you can buy parts and increase your life bar, a handful of side quest NPCs in the clothing and hobby shops that you talk to at different points, and some litter you can kick around behind the bakery counter to earn some money and eventually become Shadow Mega Man. Downtown has a library and a couple police station side quests requiring bomb defusal and pursuit intervention, also some cars to play with. Old Town is industrialized and you get attacked by wild dogs. There's nothing to do there for most of the game, so we don't go there. At City Hall, you can donate money to rebuild any places the Bonds destroyed during the battles in order to begin related side quests such as said police station. Uptown is never under attack, and it has the hospital where a couple side quest NPCs come and go, the museum where you can donate 8 unique artifacts for an endgame reward, and the TV station, where you can participate in Beast Hunter, Balloon Fantasy, or 3 different street races, although we can't actually race until we find the dash skates. The other major side quest involves this gang of youths who are starting a clubhouse in Closer Woods and ask you for a series of favors to expand it. All of these activities reward you with buster parts or junk that Roll can combine into new weapons, especially once we explore more of the ruins later on. For now, back to the 3 dungeons, each adjacent to more pirate violence. The first gate is in Carden Forest back near the crash site in the opposite direction from town. It's similar to crossing the Closer Woods battlefield, except now we must escort Roll in the support car so she can smash the gate. The first sub-gate shows you the treasure right away and asks for 3 keys. This is a quick little trip. The first is in the main room amongst the beehives and attack robots. The second is in a frozen chest that must be dropped, conveyed to the crusher, and shattered. The third is above a main room past a little movement test with these 3 buttons. The other notable treasure here is the spring set, which Roll can turn into the jump parts, letting you jump higher. The yellow refractor reward can now be used uptown to repair Wily's boat and access the second gate in Lake Jun. Here, the Bonds try again, launching a combined naval and aerial assault on your craft. We protect Roll again until the looming Balkongerät emerges from its cave and takes the fight to Waterfall Cove. The second gate is more about combat. There are still 3 keys, but they aren't really hidden, and the level is linear. Great atmosphere, though. The fast, armored enemies are the main obstacle, ending with a boss fight against a tall pop-up robot whose vulnerable face can hardly be hit from some angles. This gate and the next both have big blue exit doors leading out into the normal ruins with some optional goodies. The red refractor finally fixes the flutter. No Bond battle on the way into the third gate, which is more complex than the previous 2. There are many good treasures in here, and the first 2 ID cards are pretty easy to find since the branching paths don't branch far. The final ID card requires us to turn on the generator, blast a hole in the ceiling, and ride the elevator down to the kennel for an intense 3 versus 1 boss battle. The final ID card will activate the computer to open the main gate. As we leave the gate, the Bonds attack with their airship and flying robots, but Mega Man once again protects Roll and fends them off. The main gate has 2 halves you can see here, with the bright white right half again requiring 3 keys to access. This time, however, after we fight down the spiral ramp, we end up opening an entrance to 3 small battle arenas around town called sub-cities. There are a few more items and more hounds to fight here, but otherwise all we can do is head up to fight the final Bond boss in Old City, Theodore Bruno. Defeat them one more time, and visit the sub-cities. Each of the sub-cities is similar, big areas with numerous Reaverbots from throughout the game. This sub-city has a unique Reaverbot wagon enemy that drops small Reaverbots behind it. In each case, you have to wipe out all the robots in the sub-city to claim the Sleeper, Dreamer, and Watcher keys. Back at the main gate, use the keys to unlock one final annex, gaze upon the rainbow-glittering Prism Refractor, and confront Mega Man Juno to avoid the genocide of the Kattelox population and beat the game. Now let's talk about the ruins. With numerous entrances and a variety of progress-blocking obstacles, it isn't necessarily clear until late in the game that all the standard ruins on the island are interconnected. Initially, you can explore these areas. The Class B license gets you here. With the jump parts from Subgate 1, you can reach these areas. Subgate 2 yields the dash skates, but those only unlock the racing minigame. Finally, the drill arm made from the main gate's blunted drill can destroy these walls. Finally, after beating Mega Man Juno, we get the always appreciated victory lap, where you can go say goodbye to all the people on the island before you finish the game, and they'll have more to say to you depending on whether or not you helped. Thanks for watching.